Carlos Adames in his first appearance in Minnesota, fighting in his first main event on Showtime. He will take on Julian Williams, who was campaigning in just his second fight as a full-fledged 160-pounder. Here's Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for the bout you've all been waiting for. The main event for the Interim WBC Middleweight World Championship. And now, please welcome the boxers as they make their way to the ring. First, here is the challenger and the former unified champion of the world from Philadelphia, Julian J. Rock Williams.
Well, Julian J. Rock Williams and his trainer, Stephen Breadman Edwards, they had a bit of rift. It was Edwards who met Julian Williams when he first started boxing. Williams was living in homeless shelters. Edwards had never trained a fighter. He led him to a world championship, unified title at 154, but he's hit the highest of highs, the lowest of lows, and he feels that tonight will represent another resurrection, this time at 160 pounds. And Breadman Edwards, a highly respected trainer, he says, we are looking forward to proving everybody wrong. Hey, Adames is supposed to be the killer, the knockout artist. I honestly think, and this is Breadman Edwards talking, he says, I honestly think Williams will knock out Adames here tonight. Matt Williams has fought only once a year since 2018.
And now making his way to the ring, known as one of the most feared men in boxing, from the Dominican Republic, here is the Interim WBC Middleweight Champion of the World, Carlos Bronco Adames.
Fist bumps all around for the passionate crowd here at the Armory in Minneapolis, Minnesota, for Carlos Adames, who says he's more than ready for his close-up. He's on a 4-fight win streak, including his first 3 at 160 pounds, and that includes a breakthrough majority decision over 3-time 160-pound title challenger, the perennial bridesmaid, Sergey Derevyanchenko, in December 2021. He followed that up with a third-round KO of Juan Macias Montiel this past October, the same Macias Montiel who went the 12-round distance with the champion Jermell Charlo in Charlo's most recent fight 2 years ago.
Well, as we look at the numbers in this fight, we look at the fact that Julian Williams, at 33 years of age, a 13-year veteran of the sport. Tonight his job is to awaken the echoes of his great moments from the past. He and Breadman Edwards have had the most intense training camp they've had in quite a while to try and do just that.
The key rules for the main event: only the referee can stop the fight. A fighter cannot be saved by the bell, and the fight becomes official after 4 completed rounds. From the Armory, Minneapolis, Minnesota, let's go to the always dapper Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the Armory here in beautiful Minneapolis, Minnesota, as Premier Boxing Champions presents the featured bout of the evening, brought to you by TGB Promotions, Warriors Boxing Promotions, and Showtime, sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. This bout is sanctioned by the WBC, the president, Mauricio Suleiman, the supervisor in attendance, Michael George. Our three judges scoring from ringside. From Minnesota, John Mariano. From Indiana, Nathan Palmer. And from Nevada, Raimundo Perez. And our third man of the ring, the referee in charge, will be giving instructions after the introductions, Mark Nelson. All right, fans, here we go with the main event of the evening, 12 rounds of boxing for the interim WBC Middleweight Championship of the World. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from Minneapolis, Minnesota, it's showtime! Introducing to you first the challenger. On my left, fighting out of the red corner, entering the ring wearing red trunks with gold trim, hailing and representing his home of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He weighed in at 159 1/4 pounds. His record stands at 28 wins, 3 losses and 1 draw, with 16 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the current middleweight world contender. Please welcome the former unified WBA, IBF, and IBO junior middleweight champion of the world, introducing Julian J. Rock Williams. And his opponent across the ring, the defending champion fighting out of the blue corner, wearing white trunks with red and blue trim, hailing from and representing Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. He weighed in at 159 1/2 pounds with a record of 22 wins and 1 loss. He has 17 big wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the hard-hitting interim WBC middleweight world champion, introducing Carlos Bronco Adames. Once again, here's your referee in charge. Now to give instructions, Mark Nelson.
Gentlemen, you received my instructions earlier, so you both know what I expect. A good, clean championship fight. Obey my commands and protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck to both of you.
Mark Nelson, 31 years pro experience, 941st pro bout, among the best in the game as we get set for 12 rounds or less at 160 pounds. Carlos Adames, he says he is ready for a war, always looking for a fight, always looking for the knockout. Julian J. Rock Williams, hey, he loves being the underdog, especially under the brightest lights. He's looking to make a mark in his second weight class. Round number 1, the southpaw Adames. Williams immediately flashing the jab.
And Adames normally doesn't switch this early in fights. He has a pattern though. Round 1, he's always low in volume. Round 2, he starts to really kick it up, and by round 3, he's in gear. So if you're Julian Williams, round 1 might be a round in which you can make something happen, or at least try.
Adames, ambidextrous, can do everything with both of his hands. Speaking of his hands, as a 33rd of 35 children, his late great father, Santiago, proud dad of all 35 kids. But you got Abner Adames. You're from a big family, Abner. Adames had to scrap for literal scraps, and now he's on the verge of becoming, well, a player at 160 pounds.
Yeah, I come from a family of 12, and so I can relate a little bit. You know, we were really fighting each other. All my sisters, all my brothers, they box too, so I get to relate to Adames. And going to what Al mentioned about Adames being a slow starter, especially in the first round, Williams taking advantage right now because he's really a good counter puncher, boxer punching, and he's doing it really well right now.
So Williams has decided to fight this fight from the outside. There's a debate about that. Is that the best way for him, or is it better for him to be on the inside like Derevyanchenko did, cranking up left hooks and fighting off Adames' chest?
Well, in talking to another Hall of Famer, our unofficial scorer, Steve Farhood, earlier today, he said, yeah, Williams has probably got to be the boxer in this matchup.
He likes that. Steve and I slightly disagree on that point, but
utilizing it here early in the round one, going to body with his right hand. I'm going to get you guys in the ring.
I know.
You and Mr. Farhood.
You want to see us battling it out.
Hey, I'd rather see you than Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg, that's for sure. Under a minute left here in the opening round.
Well, you can't disagree with the boxing a little bit from Williams. Look at what he's doing right now, really not giving Adames anything. And if he would have decided to go in, I think he would have given Adames a lot more to get hit.
Williams along the ropes, gets shot to the body, but good counter right hand by Williams, but took a nasty left to the body, and Williams forced to try to clinch after tasting the power of Carlos Adames.
A very tentative, cautious first round, as we thought Adames might do, but Williams has only thrown 11 more punches himself.
And we know that Williams has suffered from, well, punch resistance issues early in fights, has been down 3 times, all in the first couple of rounds of those fights, and a good start for Carlos Adames here in the first frame. And yet, Williams did a good job of boxing.
Let's take a look at the keys for these men. For Adames, he wants to establish that jab. He likes that. It keeps him at distance. Feel free to switch. Well, he went to lefty right away in this fight, so he switched immediately. The uppercut is a great punch for him, which he can use if Williams happens to be within range of that punch. Now, as for Julian Williams, so he's a very, very good combination puncher. I think it's especially true if he's fighting off the chest of Adames. This is where I kind of think he might want to be. The left hook is a great punch. Derevyanchenko landed it a lot against Adames. Williams has a very good left hook.
Thanks, Sam. Second round, scheduled for 12 at 160 pounds. Jamal Charlo, again, one of the belt holders at this weight class, off with personal issues. There's other belt holders, including Yaroslandi Lara.
And I kind of see what Williams is doing right now, is trying to take the rhythm off Adames and really use those angles and not give anything for Adames to hit. And, you know, the less volume, the less punches that Adames lands, you know, the better chances for Williams.
And I got to give credit to Gianni Beck Ali Mahanala, who is also a belt holder. One of the sanctioning body belts vacant after Gennady Golovkin vacated the titles, and that's why one of the glamour divisions throughout the history of the sport, so many great names. But yeah, as Brian Cusser said at the opening of the show, in a state of flux and room for new fighters to emerge.
You know, this is only the second fight with Bob Santos for Adames, and you know, Santos feels very strongly, as you pointed out earlier, Mauro, that Adames is one of the most talented fighter he's worked with. So he's very high on him.
And that's over 40 years of experience in this game.
Again, there is going to be a time where Williams is going to be forced to fight in the inside. But right now, the boxing from the outside is good, but Adames putting in that pressure.
Well, the veteran Williams trying to clinch, trying to mute the offense of Adames. Adames unloading on Williams in the corner. Williams bobbing and weaving. High guard, nice left uppercut, left hook combination by Williams.
See, I think this is exactly where Williams should be. I got to be honest with you. Yes, Adames is strong, but that's where Williams can land punches.
Yeah, and I think, like I said, I think that there's going to be a moment just like that where he is going to be forced to let those punches go.
Final minute of the second.
But as the older fighter, you don't want to take early shots.
Well, no, but I think in the outside, there's even more danger of that.
Oh, beautiful left hook to the body. Good counter upstairs by Williams.
Adames has done a great job downstairs so far.
And now Williams putting together a combination. And here comes Adames. Remember what I said at the top of the show. Both of them said they would be looking to go for the KO, and things heating up quickly here between Adames and Williams. Williams retreating. Sharp, long-range jab from Williams. Nice. 3 left hands, upstairs, downstairs, back upstairs. Carlos Adames on the attack. Another man who loves to go on the attack and is known for his power. Hey, David Morrell, Minnesota's own now from Cuba. He's had many memorable moments here in the Armory. 9-0 with 8 KOs. And from Cuba, now here in Minneapolis. And big things ahead for the undefeated David Morrell.
Very exciting young fighter. Adames having some great moments there. The jab and the straight left hand. We talked about him wanting to use the jab. That's what helped set up that straight left hand. Later in the round, and this was a very important moment for Julian Williams, it looked like this fight was starting to turn badly against him at that moment, but not everything landing here. But he put Adames on the defense, landed a pretty good left hook and an uppercut. That kind of saved that round, at least for Williams being in trouble.
Round number 3, we just saw Morrell. He campaigns at 168. Lots of things going on in that division that we look forward to talking more about. But man, Morrell wants the big fights. These two want big fights. Williams trying to bring the fight now to Adames here in round 3, going to the body. And Al Bernstein, as always, reason you're a Hall of Fame analyst. Williams doing well when he gets on the inside and goes to the body.
And that left hook, I'll tell you what, if I'm Williams, I'm going to crank that left hook up as much as I can when I'm closer at mid-range. That's what Derevyanchenko did against Adames.
And Stephen Breadman Edwards with the instructions to go to the body of Adames. Adames has faded in the past later in fights, and if Williams makes that all-important investment early, he could puncture a hole in the gas tank of Adames much sooner.
Yeah, that happened against Patrick Teixeira, a fight.
His lone loss.
Yes, his lone loss. And a little bit against Derevyanchenko.
Oh, maybe off balance, but Williams nailed him with the 1-2.
See, and that's boxing from a distance. He comes in, he lets go of the punches, like Al says, from the inside. And I like how he gets out of danger right away.
It was a left hand that knocked him down against Patrick Teixeira. The only time that Adames has hit the deck in his career. 1.5 minutes left in the 3rd. Another solid combination from Williams. Forget the body. Williams is doing a great job targeting the head of Adames here in the 3rd.
Well, whatever happens in this fight, Julian Williams is not going to go carefully into the night.
Will not go quietly, that's for sure. And again has hit the summit. You former unified 154-pound champion.
Yeah, this is experience at his highest right now, in his finest, with Julian Williams picking his shots really well.
Williams 33, Adames 29, final minute of the 3rd. Al, give us the show stats for the power punches in this round.
And that's everything other than the jab. And in this round, landing at 56% is Williams. And so he's having himself quite the round here in round number 3.
Abner, over 40% is considered a good night at the office. 50, a really good night. So Williams having a fantastic frame in the 3rd.
Yeah, really picking his shots well, using the entire ring, the angles. Again, not giving Adames a precision, not letting Adames set up more than anything and letting out first.
Adames saying he wanted to make a statement in his first main event on Showtime. First fight in Minnesota now. Adames headhunting, lands the 1-2. A tremendous 3rd round between Adames and Williams. The crowd here in Minnesota electrified.
It's good. Excellent. Everything is okay. Everything's okay. Just keep the hands up. Keep the hands up on both sides. You need more jabs that are working, okay?
Well, Williams had a tremendous round in the last round, cranking up the left hook that kind of pushed Adames back. Adames later in the round did have a moment or two, but they were few and far between. And Julian Williams doing a good job defensively. Kind of right hook got in there, but Adames, that round was a Julian Williams round and a big one for him.
Get the ice here, okay.
Round number 4 scheduled for 12 at 160 pounds. Julian J. Rock Williams looking to continue a new trajectory at 160 pounds. And meanwhile, Adames, who calls himself the most feared man in the division, wants to not only win, but make a statement.
Williams has been very good at responsibly defensively because he's keeping those gloves up and now countering very well. You know, Adames has fought almost his whole fight as a lefty. He told us, I'm going to switch a lot because I think as a righty I'm more powerful, but he stayed lefty the whole time.
Yeah, good defense, good movement by J-Rock, and Al mentioned it. I mean, Adames is attacking him, but Williams is either taking the steam off the punches or avoiding all of them.
Either he's getting off first or he's letting Adames come in and making him miss and then making him pay for it.
Heavy left hand from Adames.
You know, you get the feeling Adames feels, and it may well be, that he can change this fight with a big punch. And he may very well be able to do that, but it's also kind of making him be a little bit cautious in terms of the number he throws.
Adames walking down Williams now, but Williams very comfortable on the ropes. Good vision. Nice sniper-like right hand by Williams, and ducks underneath the sweeping hook of Adames.
Yeah, for Williams, you can't let Adames build confidence again.
Oh, Adames looking for the left uppercut. There's a right uppercut from Williams. Good stuff between Adames and Williams' defense on point.
Yeah, but that was a nice right hook by Adames, and he's getting some work done on the inside
and now. Battering them. The peekaboo defense beginning to leak for Williams. Curls the right hook upstairs. Adames unloading on Williams. Williams, the veteran, holding on, trying to keep from going down. The onslaught from Adames continues. Crowd roaring its approval. Adames looking to close the show in the 4th. Williams holding on for dear life. Uppercut Adames. Body shot by both of them. The guts, the guile of Williams. The intensity, the aggression of Adames. A fantastic 4th round, and it looks like Williams is going to escape it.
Yo, you gotta go low. You hear me? Yo. Get us some water. How you feel? You good? You all right? Look up at me. Somebody get the Yo, he's all right. He's all right. He all right. Yo, listen, the other guy shot his load. The other guy shot his load.
Well, Breadman Edwards, good debater, trying to make sure they don't stop this fight. Adames had a terrific round, of course, and he pushed Williams against the ropes, and he used good combinations, and the right hook was an important weapon, and that one hurt him, plus the left hand by Adames. So he did a terrific job with combination punching, as we see here, and had Williams almost ready to go down.
Yeah, so
round number, sorry, Abner, go ahead.
Yeah, so much for not letting Adames build confidence. He really did it the last round.
Round 5, let's see how Williams responds. Breadman Edwards, his chief second, wants him to continue to go to the body.
And even when he said go low, I thought, oh boy, nice right hand. Boy. I think he meant also get down, so you can get in there and crouch a little and get inside to throw those punches. I still think Williams has to fight off his chest. That's the safest place for him.
Adames sparred a lot with Terrence Crawford back in 2017. Cannot wait for that showdown, July 29th. Showtime pay-per-view. Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford determining the pound-for-pound best fighter in the sport. Adames with the uppercut again. Launches his attack. Nice right hand by Williams. Williams with another right. Trying to get back in after that very impressive fourth round for Adames, and Williams in the opening minute showcasing his grit and going to the body with the left hook.
And I love and I see what Al means about, making this fight inside fight for Williams. That's where he's going to get his best shots in and best combinations, and that might work for him.
If he can get there.
If he can get there. But unfortunately, I mean, for Williams is that Adames is just physically too strong. I think that Williams needs to pick his shots and try to move again like he was doing in the first couple of rounds. But it's easier said than done. The pressure from Adames is just too much.
The main punch you can land against Adames, especially when he's a lefty, is the left hook. He's open to that punch. Derevyanchenko threw it constantly. That's the punch. If there's any punch that's going to keep Williams in this fight, that's the punch.
Exchange body shots, head-to-head, nose-to-nose, toe-to-toe, close quarters. Adames and Williams, a minute left in the fifth.
Adames is not a big volume puncher, and so he's taking his time here. He's the kind of fighter that takes some time looking for shots.
Double jab from Adames, double right hand, and there's a left hook from Williams. Williams three-punch combination. Adames leans in, pops off the left uppercut. There's a straight left from the southpaw.
Yeah, when
Julian Williams is still here.
Yeah.
How about that?
Oh, yeah.
After that last round.
Yeah, when Adames gets lazy in there and he doesn't let his hands go, Williams takes advantage and he lets his go.
Half minute remaining in the fifth. There's a three-punch combination culminating with the hook upstairs, then the shot at the belly. Oh, little extracurricular after Adames got a shot to the family jewels. Or what he thought was a shot to the family jewels. Under 10 seconds remaining now. And Williams with, he has to build on this as he comes back in the fifth. All right. Round number 6. Scheduled for 12 in the 160-pound division. Williams starts out fast.
Both men are landing well with their power punches, everything other than the jab. 43% for Adames, 41% for Williams. So they are being accurate with their power punches.
Beautiful way to make Adames miss with that jab and coming back with his own punch. J-Rock.
Leads left hand by Adames.
Yeah, when you look at the numbers, an edge for Adames. I don't think that's shocking, according to Showstat. And he's landing about 35%. And he's a little busier than Williams as well.
Wow, Williams just hit him with a nice left hook and then popped him in the nose with a straight right hand.
Yeah, Williams is beating him to a punch right now.
The fact that Williams got through that fourth round, that he is even still here. We know Adames has had, as Maul pointed out, some issues with stamina as fights go on. In the Derevyanchenko fight, though he was very good in the 10th round, he had problems in these middle and later rounds. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, in that round he threw a lot. He felt that he had Williams out, and he pretty much let everything out.
Midway point of the round and the fight. Good counter combination by Adames. Adames, punch shot to the body. There's a 1-2 upstairs. That gets through the guard of Williams.
And Adames has switched to righty where he thinks he's more powerful.
Oh, he's getting confidence as an orthodox fighter. Now hands are low. Pops the jab. Now sits down on the right hand with Williams on the ropes. Williams has proven to be very defensively responsible even on the ropes. But as we come to the final minute of the 6th, from the orthodox stance of Adames trying to unload.
Apparently, Adames picked a very propitious moment to become a righty.
I like that Scrabble word you just used. Right hand from Williams, counter right from Adames.
Look how smart and the experience from Williams. I love how he bends
nice
his knees right there in those moments when they're exchanging punches, because he loves to go with the uppercuts and the body shot.
Two-way action here in the 6th. 30 seconds left. Both of them ripping to the body at close quarters.
Good work on the inside.
They're digging deep. Gut check for both fighters. Gritty, gutsy, good stuff through the first half of this scheduled 12-round affair between Carlos Adames and Julian Williams.
Adames doing a fantastic job to the body there. I mean, that was great body punching.
It was perfect. Just keep that right hand up and keep working the angles. And then start also working the body. Perfect. That's the fight we're looking for. But more angles and protect yourself.
Well, Williams, this was early on in the round, landing the nice straight right hand, the lead right hand, as Adames was coming in as a left-hander. Now, Adames became a righty in that round, and the body work that he did, you know, some of them on the borderline. Of course, he had been hit low, so maybe he's doing some tit for tat. But he did some really good body work that was also above the belt line during that round.
Almost to the demilitarized zone of combat sports. The 7th round begins, and right away they attract each other like a moth to that proverbial flame, and they're on the retreat. Both of them even hitting from distance there, and Williams landed a good combination there. All right, let's bring in our unofficial scorer, Steve Farhood. Steve, great fight so far. How do you have it on your unofficial scorecard?
Mo, I think most of the rounds have been clearly won by one fighter or the other. The question is round 4, during which Williams was badly hurt. Will the judges score that 10-8 or 10-9? I scored it 10-9, and I have Adames up 58-56, 4 rounds to 2 after 6. But that could have been a 10-8 round on some cards.
Heavy shots being exchanged. Adames landing his fair share. Williams chopping away, but gets his guard split. Nice body shot by Adames. Sorry.
No, I apologize. When I said Williams needs to be in the inside, he's done good work. I wasn't suggesting Adames can't fight on the inside, and he's doing a good job. I just meant that's where Williams has a chance to win this fight. They're both doing great work on the inside. And look at the body punching. Adames doing a better job with it in that last round. Both men are going there, but Adames in that last round was spectacular to the body.
And there was going to be a time where J-Rock Williams was going to have to fight in the inside, and that is now. And he's doing a good job with the Adames body work that is really hurting Williams.
Love the committed work to the body by both fighters, predominantly Adames here in round 7, beginning to take the steam out of Julian J-Rock Williams, who comes with a right to eats another body shot. Williams comes back with a right uppercut, backs up with Adames now walking him down. Adames back to southpaw. Williams beating him to the punch.
Julian Williams, when he looks back at this fight, will rue the fact that when he was in position, he wasn't able to get the left hook off more often. That's the punch he needs in this fight badly.
30 seconds left in the 7th. Nice sequence for Carlos Adames, strafing the body, hitting Williams hard upstairs, and Williams misses with the sweeping right, and another body attack here by Adames, including a left and right uppercut.
And Williams got in a short left hook a moment ago. He needs to throw that punch more, but Adames doing a great job in this round.
We are through 7 at the Armory in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Time.
I got something. I wanted to be cool. Listen to me. Joe, he's on the other side of this. Put your head up. Listen to me. He on the other side of this, Joe. You know what I mean by that?
Please don't move him.
Breathe a little bit. Breathe a little bit. You're going to get your second win and you're going to take off. But you got to touch his body a little bit. When you throw that hook, turn your toe on the hook. Every time you throw the hook.
Well, they're calling for the left hook from Williams. The body work by Adames has been, in the last several rounds, it's just been tremendous. And we saw that punch there get downstairs. And that's a great right hook. He pronated that punch very well, and working on the inside, throwing combinations, and there's that combination of a right hook to the body, right hook to the uppercut to the head. Just good work, and now he gives him a different look. Adames turns righty for this round.
This is round number 8. We are scheduled for 12 at 160 pounds. Carlos Adames has won 4 in a row, including 3 as a full-fledged middleweight. J-Rock Williams, he is in his second fight as a full-fledged 160-pounder. As we look at the records past round 7, Adames 4-1, Williams with a lot more experience. And again, we talked about Adames with a habit at times of fading later in fights, but again, a guy that's really only had that hurt him against Patrick Teixeira's lone loss at 154.
He was able in the Derevyanchenko fight to get back in the later part of the fight. And you know, he admitted during the Teixeira fight he wasn't as serious about boxing.
Yeah, he wasn't disciplined.
Yeah, he said, I'm better in the last few fights, and he has been.
He's changed everything. He changed trainers, he changed promotion, all of it. So since Adames has hooked up with Bob Santos, just a second fight, but we heard what Santos said. He called him the best fighter he's ever worked with in over 40 years. And you look at the scorecard from our unofficial scorer, Steve Farhood. He has Adames ahead by 3.
Yeah, and Williams has his moments, you know, letting punches go and landing. But again, it's every time Adames just comes in and just keeps walking Williams backwards.
Well, this fight obviously changed radically in round 4, and from that point on, while Williams has had good moments, as Abner pointed out, he hasn't been able to sustain really so much over a full round.
Under a minute left here in the 8th stanza. Williams gets ready to fire off the right. There's a nice right hand by J-Rock Williams, left hook. And Adames, though, keeps coming forward again. Adames has been down once, but eating these shots from Williams.
And this is only, as we point out, the second fight at middleweight for Williams, although Adames came up from 154 just like Williams, so that it's similar in that sense. He's just had more experience, as we said, as a middleweight.
Williams looking to turn Adames, and there's that right uppercut, right hook combination by Adames.
And Adames looking a little bit slower walking in, and that is why Williams was able to time him with that right hand.
And Williams is having his best round since the 3rd round.
And yet, a very competitive round 8. Yeah, you're right, round 7. I mean, Adames threw 71 punches. This round he's thrown 41.
Time.
Much more competitive round.
Yeah, very close round.
Hey, listen to me. A big body shot to do him some justice right now. You hear me? You all right? Listen to me. Are you going to win the fight? Yeah. All right. Joel, listen to me. You become a legend tonight. You pull this one out. Torque your right uppercut. Torque your right uppercut and bring the hook around to the liver. Do you hear what I'm telling you? This man is dead.
Well, you know, Abner talked about Adames allowing Williams to take the play, and Williams is able to land the right hand, so Adames doesn't punch, and he says, okay, I'll go after it, and he lands a nice combination. Though Adames came back with good body work, but that was a round in which Julian Williams did some good work that emboldened Breadman Edwards in the corner.
Yeah, Breadman Edwards saying he wants him to torque the right uppercut, and he feels that Adames, well, is beginning to tire. We saw the deceleration in his punch output compared to the previous round, but here we are, round number 9 between Carlos Adames. He is in the white with red and blue trim, and he is taking on Julian J. Rock Williams, a former unified 154-pound champion, looking to keep his career going at 160 pounds, and he won the last round according to our unofficial scorer, Steve Farhood.
And, you know, Julian Williams is a good combination puncher, and he's showing us that in this round. He took a big one, though.
Yes, and he's holding on again. The veteran Savio, though, seems to be off balance here, and Adames unloading now. Williams trying to roll with the punches, take the steam off, doing a good job, but now clinching. Referee Mark Nelson calls for the break. 2 minutes left in the 9th.
Williams was rolling in this round until Adames stunned him.
And then he was rolling with some punches, but did get stunned. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, that stopped his momentum.
Yeah, Williams is really good at doing that. He did it, you know, what was it, the 4th round where he almost got stopped? He was holding those punches.
He's avoiding these shots.
Keep the punches up, okay?
That's veteran experience.
You're hitting the belt too much. Let's go.
Mark Nelson warning him about the shots that are near or below the belt, and now Williams now looking to unload on Adames.
And in this round, the straight right hand of Williams has been good, but Adames coming back.
Adames has Williams on the ropes, pops off 2 right hands. Williams again bobbing and weaving, high guard, takes a shot to the body. Double jab by Williams, giving him room to escape to his left. But it's Adames coming forward, backing up Williams. Blood under the right eye of J-Rock. He gets hit with a right hand, pops his head back, clinches, left hook right. It's all Adames. But again, Williams avoiding some of these punches, a lot of them in fact.
Yeah, he's been in some trouble, but he's managing to do just enough.
But there's a lot of shots that are also landing. He's staying up.
But it's only going to take one from Adames to really hurt Williams.
And Adames smartly still concentrating on the body.
Williams' 3 knockdowns all came against Jermal Charlo. Here still standing, but the referee steps in, and for the 2nd consecutive fight, the referee steals the headline. Oh, my goodness, my goodness. Carlos Adames remains unbeaten at middleweight, picks up the 18th stoppage win of his career, improves to 23. Stephen Breadman Edwards apoplectic as Julian J. Rock Williams takes defeat for the 4th time. And Al Bernstein, the record is broken. It's a movie we have seen ad nauseum. And as we mentioned, Edwards is livid. Real life, real drama. And Breadman Edwards.
I'm all right. You're a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. They should have let him the fuck go. Every time the A side get tired, he can't do that shit. He overrated. He overrated. Piece of shit. I understand. Every time the A side. 2 of you guys. 2 of you guys. 2 of them. 2 of them. 2 times. 2 times.
Well, that aside, and we'll deal with that, Carlos Adames did, after a good beginning to the round by Williams, Adames changed things. You see Williams, look at how well he was landing. That right hand was what changed the whole round for Adames. And at that moment he had Williams hurt, and then he kept up the pressure against him and definitely hurt him. There is no question that Julian Williams was hurt in that round. And there's no question at this juncture that Williams is trying to survive. Now, we're going to see the stoppage. The problem, if you're going to criticize Mark Nelson, is that Williams, now when he turns away, is going to be punching at Adames. And look at him. He's getting pushed away by Mark Nelson while he's punching. That's the problem. And Williams had gotten off the rope and was defending himself. So, you know, you understand the controversy that could erupt from this. Could Adames have knocked him out still in that round? For sure. Could he have won? For sure. But nonetheless.
Class act. Julian Williams going to Adames' corner. Redman Edwards absolutely livid. And as Al mentioned, I mean, Carlos Adames picks up the win.
Yep.
23-1, 18 knockouts. And, you know, it's not words of profundity. You would rather see it stop one punch too soon than one punch too late. But let's make it official with Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 2 minutes 45 seconds in round number 9. A referee in charge, Mark Nelson, stops the contest. He is the winner by way of technical knockout and still the interim WBC Middleweight World Champion, Carlos Bronco Adames.
Let's go to Jim Gray.
All right, Mauro, thank you very much. Felix de Jesus will translate. Congratulations to you. Did you think the fight should be stopped?
¿Tú pensaste que debieron parar la pelea?
Sí, él estaba, primeramente, déjame darle muchísimas gracias a Dios, el Señor Todopoderoso, que todo lo puede. Después a mi público que siempre me apoya, gracias por venir, gracias por apoyarme. Este es el caballo Bronco. Para responder tu pregunta, sí, ya sentía que estaba bastante lastimado, podía coger un golpe más peligroso y por eso el referee tomó la decisión.
First of all, I want to thank God and definitely my fans that came out here to be with me here and, you know, give me my support. And yes, I think the referee stopped it because he could have really got hurt.
I spoke to Mark Nelson just before we started this interview, the referee. He said it was obvious he was being teed off on, and I just jumped in to stop it. I had to save him from getting hurt. You concentrated on the body very well tonight. What made you decide that would be so effective?
Tú te concentraste en el cuerpo. ¿Por qué tú crees que eso iba a ser tan efectivo?
Porque yo soy de los peleadores que digo que el árbol se corta por el tronco. Yo pienso que golpeándolo al cuerpo él se iba a caer solo.
Yeah, I'm one of those boxers that think that the tree, you start by the trunk, hitting it there, and then it'll fall by itself.
How do you think he managed to survive that fourth round?
¿Cómo tú crees que ese cuarto asalto él pudo sobrevivir?
No sé cómo pudo sobrevivir. Es un boxeador de bastante experiencia, bastante habilidad. Pensó que se protegió, se cuidó y por eso pudo aguantar los cuartos rounds.
I really don't know, but he's a fighter that's a veteran. You know, he knows skills, he has skills and all that, and that's what got him through that round.
All right, Carlos, let's take a look at the end of the fight. And from your vantage point, please describe to us what you see.
Ahí en esa pelea. Al final, ¿qué pasó? Dilo.
Ahí la derecha, le metí doble derecha y ya estaba lastimado. El referee ya lo vio que lo podía lastimar si lo conseguía con un golpe más fuerte. Podía tumbarlo de línea, por eso el referee tomó la decisión de pararla.
Yeah, that's when the referee stopped it, when I came with those two rights, and if I would have hit him another one, it probably would have got really hurt.
What would you like to do next?
¿Qué quiere hacer ahora, después de esta pelea?
Yo soy el guerrero que siempre digo que voy a enfrentar a los mejores. Ahora me voy a enfocar en descansar y luego voy a ver cuál será mi próximo rival. Thank you everybody, United States. Thank you Luis Jr. Thank you Ray Herman. Thank you everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm a warrior. Now I'm going to rest for a little bit, and then I'm going to see what's next.
Congratulations. All right. Julian.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How you feeling?
Good, good.
Obviously, you're punching at the end of the fight. Did you feel as though the fight should have been stopped?
I think it was a terrible stoppage, but what can I do? I'm healthy. I feel fine. Alhamdulillah. I thought it was a terrible stoppage. I thought the fight was pretty much even, and I was taking over because he was getting tired. You know what I mean? But what can I do?
Let's go back to that fourth round. That was a total onslaught. How did you manage to survive that? I mean, that was one of the most courageous displays that I've seen in quite a long time.
I just stayed calm. Stay calm. I know he was going to try to finish me. I knew he was going to punch himself out. That's exactly what he did. I thought I won the next couple of rounds after that.
Julian, take a look at the monitor here, right there, and you can see where it stopped. You're punching at the time.
Why would he
Mark
stop?
Nelson jumps in and stops it. Well, he said he thought it was obvious that you were being teed off on and was trying to prevent you from being hurt.
I think that's BS. That's BS. I thought it was an even fight.
Bredman, you had something to say as well. What did the referee say to you?
He couldn't say nothing to me. I told him it was a typical A-side stoppage. It was a good fight. He was hurt. I'm not saying he wasn't hurt. But a fight like this, a man not going down, they going back and forth. If he the killer that they say he is, let him finish him. He was tired too. But it's always predictable. It's always the A-side that get this same shit. This kid right here, he might not even have no more fights. At least let the fight go. At least let it go. He never was down one time in the fight. This dude's supposed to be the most feared man in boxing. He never went down. Just let him finish him if he gonna finish him.
He just said you might not fight again. Is that accurate?
No, that's not. No, we don't know. We don't know. I just think all of these A-side decisions is obvious. It was a good fight. It was an even fight. I knew.
Rematch.
Whatever he want to do, whatever they want to do. Of course I want a rematch. It's not his fault.
A real good fight.
It's not his fault. Did the referee jump in early? It just looked corny. It just looked bad. It was a great fight. I thought it was an even fight. I thought it was pretty much even. And he just jumps in and stops it because I got a little bit buzzed. It's boxing.
Thank you, Julian. Appreciate it. All right, Morrow, back to you.
All right, Jim, thank you very much. Stephen Bredman Edwards pleading his case. For
and look, they have their side of this. There's no question this meant Carlos Adames, and it was a fairly close fight. Adames had taken control of it, so you have to give him credit for what he did, but you understand their viewpoint. And we look at the numbers here, and we see that an edge for Adames, and rightfully so. Landing 41%. The body punches were dramatic. I mean, Adames did a fantastic job to the body of Julian Williams. I mean, he was one of the best displays of body punching we've seen in a while, and he did have an edge in this fight. There's no question, and he was the one that hurt Williams more often at that juncture, at the time of the stoppage.